Hey guys, this is Dustin Maher and I've got Tracy Hittman, and we are going to be going over the 14-day fat flush plan with you today. So Tracy and I worked together to put this, it's hopefully going to should give you some good quick feedback, good weight loss at the beginning. We're going to explain why and why it's still healthy for you. So Tracy, we put this together with gluten-free as one of the things. So why don't you first explain what gluten is and why do some people have issues with it?
Great question. Now, gluten is a protein that's contained in a lot of grains, especially wheat. So we see wheat in tons of our processed foods these days. It's going to be in wheat, spelt. There's kind of a laundry list of grains. If you just click in gluten-containing grains on your computer, it'll kind of give you a full list. But main sources are going to be wheat, and even white flour contains gluten. Okay. And one of the big issues with gluten is it can be really irritating to the gut lining, so it can cause inflammation. Okay. And as we know, the source of all disease states and even water retention in the body can start with inflammation. Yeah. So I find that people get a lot of great weight loss results pretty quickly. Even myself, I lost about 5 to 6 pounds pretty fast just removing gluten from my diet. Yeah.
How would someone know if they maybe have a gluten intolerance? You just have to eliminate it and see how you feel?
I mean, that's a great question. A lot of people, symptoms of gluten intolerance can be headaches, it can be bloating, it can be digestive problems such as diarrhea, constipation. A lot of my clients just feel like they're puffy. Have you ever heard? I just feel puffy all the time and kind of that bloating feeling. So I always tell people, you just eliminate it and see how you feel. It's a great test.
Yeah. How long do you have to eliminate something like that to know one way or the other?
I recommend the whole 14 days. Okay. Each time you eat gluten, it's like starting over from day one. So it takes a while for your body to stop reacting to get all the antibodies out of your system. So I recommend definitely doing a 14-day gluten-free, which it's hard because it's in a lot of stuff. Right. It's tricky. It's in salad dressings. They use it to thicken things. It's in a lot of your grain-based products, and a lot of people like to eat that stuff. So.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the one thing. And then also I know you've got some dairy-free options too. Why'd you put those in there?
Dairy, I think dairy is a great food, so I don't want people to think I'm anti-dairy. I always tell people they need to find the right dairy that works for their digestive system. Some people can eat cheese but not milk, but what I see is a huge connection between gluten issues and then dairy problems. Okay. Because the gluten starts irritating the gut lining, people eat dairy, and then they're reacting to both gluten and dairy. So for some people, eating gluten or eliminating gluten alone will work like magic. Yeah. For other people, if they do both, they're going to feel better. Okay. And so after, you can reintroduce a really clean source of dairy without additives, like a yogurt or a cottage cheese that doesn't have a bunch of junk in it, and see how you feel.
Okay. So do you recommend them going straight and trying to eliminate the dairy too right away, or what would you say?
If you know that you don't feel great while eating dairy, some people say I get a lot, I get headaches or my throat gets kind of clogged up. It might be a good idea to do both. I personally lost weight just eliminating the gluten, and I still eat really clean dairy. But it might be a good experiment if you're not getting the results that you want. Yeah. You could do both. That's why I gave both options.
Yeah. So looking through this, you guys have this at home too. You can print it out. Obviously, you should print it out, not keep it on your computer. One of the things you have in here is hydrolyzed gelatin. Why don't you explain a little bit about that?
I'm just going to show this canister real quick so people can get a visual. I like visuals. Hydrolyzed gelatin is a product that I love to help have people use, especially when they're trying to lose weight and detox, because gelatin is something a lot of us aren't getting in our diet anymore, and I have a link, and you have a whole article on your blog, so I don't want to spend a ton of time talking about the background, but what this does...
search for it on my blog, and you'll find a great article.
On gelatin. It helps lower inflammation in the body, and gelatin, the hydrolyzed version, is really, really simple to use, because it mixes with anything. So in hot liquids, you can put it in applesauce, for example. I might have that as a choice on here. You can put it in your smoothies in the morning. And it's really hyperallergenic, so a lot of people don't have reactions to it. And it's a great way to get enough protein in your diet, and it helps support liver detoxification.
Okay, so I know people watching this, some of you guys are not going to be in the Madison area, so how would you recommend getting gelatin?
If you're not in the Madison area, on my website and probably on yours, there's a link to a company called Gelatin Innovations, gelatininnovations.com. It sounds like a lot, but you order the Joint Care gelatin and you get a 5-pound box. There's no shipping charge, but if you're using 2 tablespoons a day, you'll go through that 5-pound box in about 5 months. Yeah. So a lot of people are using up to 6 tablespoons a day, especially during this, because they're using that as a main source of anti-inflammatory protein. Yeah. So it's a good deal to just buy it right online. Tell Sheila, Sheila's great that that we told you about her, and she'll know.
And that's what I got to it. It's lasted me a long time,
Yep.
so it's not going to go away quickly. So I know you have a couple of rules when it comes to eating. Why don't you go over those?
Sure. The whole plan here is set up in a balanced way, because I have two rules that people need to remember when they're trying to eat healthy and balance their blood sugar and lose weight and all that stuff. And that is, you don't want to eat a protein alone, and you don't want to eat a carbohydrate alone. So in all the examples I gave you, I'm balancing protein and carbs. So what I see when people start, trying to cut calories, they cut healthy fats out of their diet, they cut out good proteins, but then they get hungry and they overeat on carbs. Mm-hmm. So what we wanted to create is something that's very balanced. So all of the meals have protein, carbs, and fats in them that will help keep your blood sugar even. And keeping your blood sugar even, I also recommend eating consistently, especially when you're trying to lose weight at first. Eventually, you can go longer without eating, but usually on a program like this, you're supposed to pick a lunch or a breakfast idea, lunch idea, dinner idea, and then 2 snacks in between.
Okay. So why don't you just explain how this is laid out so that we can understand it better?
I've laid out menus before where you kind of tell people exactly what to eat each day, and I found that really overwhelmed people because some people like X, Y, and Z. Everyone has different tastes. So how I did this is I gave you 6 or 7 different breakfast ideas. They're all balanced for you. I want you to pick one of them. Whatever one if you want to switch from day to day, but I just want you to choose one breakfast option.
So you've got the 3 that are regular, then the 3 that are dairy free.
Right, yep. Right. So you're picking what you're wanting to go with for these 14 days, and then I have a bunch of different snack ideas, both dairy free and then some that have cheese and cottage cheese and things like that in it. You need to pick 2, so you're having one between breakfast and lunch, and one between lunch and dinner. Yeah. So the calorie count on a lot of these is all pretty much the same. Yeah. So if you're sticking with this, hopefully you're getting about 1,500 calories a day. I don't want people going too low calorie because I don't want them losing their muscle mass. Right. So, and then I threw in a bunch of lunch ideas, again, dairy-free and non-dairy-free options, and dinner ideas. So you're picking one lunch and one dinner. Mm-hmm. And you can, I gave a suggestion in here to cook in bulk, and then you can kind of eat the same thing a couple of days in a row, so you're not feeling like you're in the kitchen all the time. Right.
I just thought of it too. Provide a lot of snacks, but on my website I've got that list of 50 healthy snacks, and they all go by her rule where you combine never have the carbohydrate by itself, so it's always combined with the fat or protein. And so if you're even looking for some more additional ones in this, that's a great resource too.
And then I also tried to include some recipes for those that like to cook, and for those who don't like to cook, I tried to include simple recipes that don't have a million ingredients, but that are fairly balanced. So you have a crustless quiche. What's nice about crustless quiche is you can whip it up on a weekend, and then you can have that for breakfast all week if you're digesting that stuff okay. A chicken and tuna salad, another really easy thing. You can order the mayo. I have a link on my website for the Wilderness Family Naturals mayo, or you can just use Greek yogurt if you're doing dairy. I've got an egg salad recipe. I'm looking here, a raw carrot salad. This is great for absorbing extra estrogen in your intestinal tract. Jicama sticks. If you guys don't know what jicama is, it's a root vegetable. It's more of a starchy vegetable, but you eat it raw. And the jicama stick recipe kind of reminds me of French fries, and there's something called nutritional yeast as an ingredient, which is very high in B vitamins. It has protein, 6 grams per tablespoon. You'll find it in the bulk section of more of like the Whole Foods type grocery stores, and then in the natural section of a lot of other ones you'll hear called nutritional yeast or brewer's yeast. So, and then some crock pot recipes. Now it's getting to be fall, and crock pots are in. So, wanted to give you a wide variety of pretty simple recipes, and with any of this stuff, you can make it as complicated or as simple as you want. It's just all about balancing and cleaning your diet, and getting the junk out.
So I can guarantee you basically that you're gonna feel better on this eating plan. You're gonna drop some weight if that's what you need to do, if that's what one of your goals is, and just stick with it. And after 14 days, you can decide if you want to continue on with it. I think this is safe, right, to continue with.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's very balanced. It's kind of how I eat on a daily, weekly, monthly, yearly basis, and I think that it's with weight loss. You want to create habits that are going to last a lifetime and not look for the quick fix. So I think this is going to get people jump started, see some results that they're going to want to continue to see down the road.
Yeah. So she's got her resources here. It's yourplate.com is her website. If you guys are not on her newsletter list, it's great. She sends out, once a week or so?
A couple times a month.
Yeah, a couple times a month. So definitely want to get that. And then she's got the hydrolyzed gelatin website there too. Anything else you can think of as we're wrapping things up?
You'll see coconut oil mentioned a little in there. We have an article on coconut oil on Dustin's website and on my website. So if you want more information on that, check that information out. But it's also a great weight loss tool.
Good. I just want to thank Tracy for putting this thing together. I'm super pumped for those of you who are doing boot camps, or if you guys are doing the Fit Moms for Life DVDs or another program too, that you're going to get great results from this. So yeah, I look forward to hearing the results. Feel free to email me and share your success stories. So thanks again, Tracy.
Thanks for having me.
You're welcome.
Good luck, everybody.